Live it. Love it. Eat it.
35, 36, 37, 38, 39. 40, you've got 40 to go.
Sport on 4 with Volkswagen's Passat. It's an obsession.
You work hard for all of your life. You make plans for tomorrow. You dream of the future. Then something comes along that you just didn't expect. McKee gets it in the middle for the win! One of the greatest clutch playoff performers of his generation has done it again. The NBA Finals are between the best team in the Western Conference and the best team in the Eastern Conference. Well, the Western Conference was all wrapped up on Sunday when the Utah Jazz booked their tickets to the Finals, and we'll show you that game later on. But for now, we're going to concentrate on the Eastern Conference and the best-of-7 series between the Chicago Bulls and the Indiana Pacers. I'm here in Chicago for Game 5 of the series and then travelling down to Indiana for Game 6 because the series cannot end here. Dave Lewis explains.
Hey, Webbo, let me put things in focus for you. The Pacers would be nowhere without Reggie Miller. Indiana was down 2-0, and in Game 3 it was the Reggie show again. He scored 13 points in the final 5 minutes to close the gap on Chicago, 2-1. Game 4 on Monday was all set for a clash of the Titans. And Michael Jordan looked like he was ready to do battle in the second quarter.
Michael starting to heat up after a slow start.
MJ gave the Bulls a 6-point lead at the half. The Pacers were trying to figure out how to stop him.
Michael is open. Good start to the third quarter for Chicago.
Indy was playing good defense on MJ, but his airness still found a way. That's when the Pacers bench took some action in the fourth quarter.
Pacers looking to make a move. Best pulls up and hits. McKee for the lead. Indiana by 1.
Tony Kukoc gave the Bulls the lead back. Then Travis Best put the Pacers up 91-89.
Michael for Kukoc. It's Chicago in front again. Jordan against McKee. 4 seconds on the shot clock. It'll be Michael, and it'll be Chicago by 3.
Indiana season riding this last 40 seconds.
Travis Best passed the test to pull Indy to within 1 point. Then Reggie Miller and Ron Harper got into a bit of a scrap. But it really cost the Pacers because during the fight near the Bulls bench, Jalen Rose left Indiana's bench. That's against NBA rules, and that means that Rose will be suspended for Game 5. Scottie Pippen had a chance to give the Bulls a bigger lead. Can you say choke?
A miss.
Can you say choke again?
Missed them both. Loose ball, out of bounds. Who's got it?
Tough call, but the referee gave the ball to the Pacers and a chance for the win.
McKee gets it in the middle for the win. It's 4/10 of a second. Yeah, you can dance, Reggie. One of the greatest clutch playoff performers of his generation has apparently done it again.
With less than a second left, it was back to MJ.
Kukoc to Michael at the buzzer. It spins out. It spins out.
Oh man, was that shot close to going in or what? That could have given the Bulls a commanding lead. Instead, the Pacers have tied the series at 2. The Pacers have evened the series because they've played tough defense on Michael Jordan. And the Bulls' lack of D on Reggie Miller has only helped Indiana's cause. So as the adage goes, you can't stop MJ, you can only hope to contain him. Well, the Pacers have done a good job against his airness by putting different defenders on him.
Michael, the fadeaway on Reggie.
As the game moves on, Indiana's Derek McKee gets the tough defensive assignment. With his superior height, he can bother MJ's shot, and on offense, he can make Jordan work up a sweat.
McKee, height advantage on Michael. Shoots it over him and connects.
Indiana likes to throw super sub Jalen Rose at Mike. His physical style has been quite effective against Jordan. Man, Rose has been a thorn in MJ's side.
Into the lane goes Michael. Tough fadeaway is short.
Now that Rose is suspended for Game 5, the Pacers will miss more than his defense. They're going to miss his high-energy game that always gives Indiana a lift. Now the scoring burden will lie on the skinny shoulders of Reggie Miller. He has showed that even with a bad ankle, he is able to punish the Bulls when they leave him wide open. An option the Bulls chose in Game 3. Miller is known for his late-game playoff heroics, so Chicago better respect him even if he is playing on one leg. But Reggie, calm down for one moment and listen to this adage. You can't keep a good man down. The Bulls have been getting plenty of defensive effort from Scottie Pippen, but his offensive output has been lacking. He needs to step it up. Reggie Miller can't do it all by himself. He'll need some help from guys like Chris Mullin. Indiana wants to win this pivotal Game 5.
So that was your starting fives, and this, of course, is Screw Jackson.
In the house.
Nice to see ya.
It's his house, baby. What's up? What's going
Tell
on?
me all about it. Dave Lewis says defense is a big factor here. Referees are another big one as well, aren't they?
Yeah, man. Refs are playing the man of the fifth and sixth element in the game, but referees have been a factor. But what you look for is consistency, man. If the referees are consistent in this, that's cool. The last two games, they haven't been that consistent. Make the call on one end, make it on the other end. The Bulls got to watch out about the referees.
Now, but look at the Pacers here. You know, they've won 2 in a row. I mean, have they got the momentum?
Well, I mean, you don't get super. Everybody else is like, oh, the Pacers won 2. It hasn't really been that big. They won Game 3 by 2 points and Game 4 by only 2 points in Indiana. You know, that's not really making a statement. So I don't really think they're on a roll. You know, the Bulls can still serve and prove that this is their spot, and the Pacers got to prove they can win here in order to win the series.
There you go. Like they say, it's gone with serve so far. Let's see what happens in Game 5. It is the Pacers at the Bulls. At the very start of the game, Indiana's Chris Mullin took a knock on the head from his teammate Rick Smits, which meant he needed 3 stitches. But Indiana didn't seem at all bothered. It was beginning to look like a repeat of Game 4. Scottie Pippen missed at the free throw line. And Reggie Miller was knocking in 3-pointers.
Behind a screen, he fires and hits a 3 for Reggie Miller.
The Pacers were leading 10-7 at one stage. Then Michael decided to step up a pace.
You know, right now, I think the pressure's on Chicago in Game 5. Anytime you come home in a Game 5 situation, the pressure's on you to win at home.
Pippen gets his own rebound. Michael wants a 3. Michael has a 3.
Bob, that's what I'm talking about. You let a guy, a scorer, get off with easy layups, and his game just expands. 5 offensive rebounds already in the first quarter for the Pacers.
Harper broke it up. Pacer ball from the side. They trail it now, 15-10. And a whistle from Bennett Salvatore away from the ball. An offensive foul on the Pacers, so they give it right back.
That should be 5 offensive rebounds for the Bulls, not the Pacers. It's against the Pacers, but Michael Jordan stepped right into the shot. Great rhythm. 2 offensive fouls already in the first quarter against Indiana.
Pippen to the glass. And it's 17-10. Scottie has 5. Miller, a little bit of room. Usually that's all he needs. That time he overshot it. Jordan skies for the rebound. Kukoc drives on Davis. Pippen into the lane and hits the floater.
See, what's happening here right now, Doug, is Chicago's superior speed is taking control of this game. Indiana has got to slow this game down and go inside to Smith. They can't afford to shoot long jump shots right now.
Smith is having a very difficult time. Longley's doing a great job. Look where he's posted here. Got him way off the block.
Jackson trying to end the Chicago run, but can't.
And the run continued. At the end of the first quarter, Chicago led 26-19. Michael picked up in the second quarter, where he'd left the first.
I would make somebody else score a basket other than Michael Jordan.
The foul on Hoiberg was his second. That somebody else is Bill Wennington. the drive. It bounces to Kerr, who knows what to do with it.
Loose ball. Chicago is so aggressive tonight. All 5 of the Pacers must be back in the paint. Rebounding has not been a factor, or not the key factor. Turnovers have, but tonight it's the rebounding.
Travis Best can't connect on the 3. Extending back to the first period, the Pacers have now gone more than the equivalent of a full quarter, more than 12 minutes without a field goal. Michael Jordan. He has 15. Smits forces one up and finally hits it. His first field goal of the night, and the Pacers' first field goal in unbelievably 14 minutes. Pippen and Jordan between them have equaled the Pacers' 32 points. Jordan with 17, Pippen with 15. Chicago with a 55-32 lead.
And that's the number that Larry Bird feared, that 15 points by Scottie Pippen, and he has it in the first half.
Now he equals Michael.
The Bulls led at half-time 32-57. Larry Bird's harsh words had an obvious effect on the Pacers at the start of the third.
It's a big shot right here. Chris Mullin wide open. He's 3 for his last 15. They need him to make some shots. Even if you don't win this game, he's got to establish some confidence.
He swishes that one. Here's Rodman. Smits reaches in and pokes it away. And Dennis apparently touched it last.
But Doug, I can tell you that crazy things happen in the playoffs. I remember when we were playing the Boston Celtics at the old Silverdome, we missed 23 consecutive shots in a row. So things can happen, and this thing can turn around for Indiana.
Mullin. His pass deflected out. Still Indiana ball.
But Michael Jordan wasn't on my team.
I know you didn't miss any of those 23, Isaiah. Those were all Lambeer and Joe.
Goaltending on Pippen. So Miller gets the basket. Kukoc to Harper.
It's just so hard for Chris Mullin to deal with this quickness of Michael Jordan. He makes a move, it looks like he starts to finish, and Michael gets back into the play and bumps him off of it. This has really been a tough series for him.
Jackson into the lane, throws up the hook on the run, and Dale Davis is there to clean things up. Harper trying to bounce it to Longley. Smits broke it up. Harper recovers it. 7 on the shot clock. It's Kukoc with a leader.
Kukoc loves to make these type of passes. You see him catch it quickly behind his back, catch Jackson turning, and look out, here he comes. 23 in white, MJ is in the house.
At the start of the fourth, Scottie Pippen gave the Bulls their largest lead of the game.
The Bulls had more points at half than the Pacers have at the end of the third quarter. That's how dominant they have been tonight, 57-56.
And Pippen adds 2 more on the reverse. They lead by 33. $35,000 career points, regular and postseason combined. 35,000 exactly. 29 of them tonight.
With the mission accomplished, Michael and Scottie sat down.
Indiana got it down under 20, which is small solace. Buechler just holding the ball. Now unleashing a 3 at the horn. Chicago wins it 106-87.
You know, we'd like to go ahead and take care of business early, but, you know, we had problems early, and, you know, our backs are to the wall. We had to come back here and win a game, and now we got to go back to Indianapolis and win a game.
Well, we just want to stay aggressive. We didn't want to lose the momentum that we had worked very hard for in the first half and allow this team to sort of itch their way back into the game. We just stayed aggressive and kept attacking them.
First play of the game, Chris Mullen gets hit, and from that point on, to me, it just seemed like we went downhill. Even though we did have an early lead, we just really weren't aggressive like I thought we would be tonight. So, you know, obviously I'm very disappointed in them, and still they have an opportunity to go back to Indianapolis and get a game, but they're going to make a complete turnaround on how they went out tonight.
So, Scoop, the Bulls trying to make a point, or what?
Got to, man. They showed them, hey, you know, when you come here, you got to bumble with the beats. Championship basketball, they did what they had to do, man. It was ugly out there.
What particularly impressed you about this performance?
Utilization of the bench. Feel through the bench in, you know, did their thing. And the defense. Bulls stepped it up big time. Scotty went back to his role playing tight defense. Michael did his thing. Dennis, you know, it's bam. Collectively, they played good defense, shut Indiana down. And now, you know, we're going to see what happens.
That's right, because, of course, this one goes back to the Pacers' place now. What's the frame of mind?
Well, you know, psychologically, it's going to hit them hard because, you know, you lose like this. Now you're questioning whether you can beat them at all.
Ooh, yes.
It's a statement game. The Bulls send a statement, yo, we're going to show you just because you won 2 games in Indiana doesn't mean that you can really hang with us. And we're going to take you out the box. Now we're going to take you out the box at home. And Indiana's got to be thinking, man, maybe we can't really beat them.
Oh, yeah, lots of big questions. You can find out the answer when we come back. It is Game 6 in Indiana. This week's 24/7 comes from the capital of the NBA, Chicago, where we bring you the closing action of the conference finals and edge ever nearer to the big one, the NBA finals. So stick around because there's that and this stuff too. Mr. Scoop Jackson gives out some NBA love to the man with the lethal three-point skills, Indiana's Reggie Miller. We catch the final drama in the East and the West as those conference finals come to a close. Over in the West, will Utah continue to dominate the series, or can Shaq and his LA Lakers hit back? And in the East, Mike and Chicago may want a 6th gold ring, but first they have to get past Larry Bird's Indiana Pacers. In Hoopology, Dave Lewis checks out a classic moment in b-ball history, the NBA Finals between the Phoenix Suns and the Boston Celtics in the summer of '76. We bring you an exclusive look at the new streetball documentary, Soul in the Hole. In Soup, we talk music and hoops with the LA Lakers' Shaq Daddy. But first, it's over to Game 4 of the Western Conference Final between the LA Lakers and the Utah Jazz.
In the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz ran out to a 3-0 lead over the LA Lakers. Shaq and the Lakers desperately needed a win to stave off elimination in Game 4. Things got a little testy, but Shaq and the gang just wouldn't back down. They kept puffing and puffing to try and blow the doors down in the first quarter. But all they came up with was a whole lot of air. The Lakers were looking at an uphill battle.
Kobe Bryant continues to struggle.
Utah's bench came up big in the second quarter. Point guard Howard Eisley fueled a 14-0 run.
5 on the shot clock. Eisley again.
For 3, Howard Eisley, back-to-back three-pointers. Eisley is 3 for 3 behind the arc. Why even bring the starters back?
In the third quarter, the Jazz kept up the pressure.
And they turn it over once again, the Lakers. Van Exel lost it and stands under the basket. Doesn't even get back on defense as Malone puts it through.
Down by 10 at the start of the fourth quarter, the Lakers were getting nervous.
Chris Morris for 3. The Jazz are trying to put the knockout punch on the Lakers.
The Lakers had to make one more push to save their season.
Eddie Jones to the rim for the Jazz. Do the Lakers have one final push?
The answer is they did. The Lakers pulled to within 7 points. Karl Malone scored 32 points on the night, and the Jazz wanted to put LA away for good.
Hornacek. Too easy. Hornacek. 7 on the shot clock. Malone. Key bucket. Karl Malone, a tough baseline jump shot.
Shaquille O'Neal wasn't ready to let the Lakers ship sink. He pulled his team to within 3 points. John Stockton gave the Jazz a cushion as Utah took advantage of Shaq's free throw troubles down the stretch. Malone and the Jazz were feeling good about their chances to advance to the NBA Finals.
Foster with a jam and 1, and that'll do it. And the sweep is complete.
The Jazz take the series 4-0 and book a return trip to the NBA Finals.
The new basketball documentary, Soul in the Hole, is being hailed as the next hoop dream. It's the story of playground legend Booger Smith and his run with one of the top playground teams in New York, Kenny King.
Oh, the razzle dazzle, in and out, in and out. Oh, hey.
Let's go. Come on, keep it up, fellas. Inner city basketball is the foundation of basketball. I mean, you have to start from the streets first. I don't know any NBA player that played in the NBA didn't come from the street.
Doing his thing.
People love this basketball because it's actually real New York City street basketball. They bet around the games, and they argue around the games, and they pick up girls around the games. Yeah, check out the legs, the butt, and the body. It's just like this whole incredible tableau.
They are a force to be reckoned with.
The movie's basically about me, Booger, and my basketball team. Booger started with me at maybe he was about 8 years old, if you see the footage in the movie. And I put him on the team. And we just got so tight, and I just couldn't let this kid go. He doesn't have any idea the talent he possesses. He doesn't.
Behind his back. Oh,
You see Booger walk by right now, you would swear he was just like a little skinny kid on the block. So put him on the basketball court, and he is far superior to anybody else on that court.
Got to check him out.
I wanted to take this summer and I wanted to stay with him as much as possible and follow him as much as possible because I wanted to experience it rather than have it be told to you.
I had to talk with my guys first, and I was like, look, they're going to film us playing basketball, which was cool because that's what we do best.
This is the team to beat.
There you go. Every day for a whole summer, we had cameras in our face.
Somehow I'm going to get me a Lexus. Whatever it takes. Don't want a Lexus. First time buy me a crib, buy me a nice house.
When I met Booger, I thought Booger was one of the funniest, most unpredictable, difficult, charismatic people I'd ever met.
I've got guys on my team that dream of playing in the NBA. I got guys on my team that sleep with basketball.
As it went along, I really didn't know what was going to happen with Booger. Because to the point I was making the film, people didn't know if he was going to actually get to college, if he was going to get shot, if he was going to end up in jail, if he was going to, I don't know, be the model citizen. We didn't know what he was going to do.
The response was overwhelming to me, personally. I mean, I didn't think it would take off like it did at all.
People seemed to really enjoy it. I remember the first time I screened for an audience, people laughed the whole way through. Then people told me they also cried.
Definitely why they would enjoy the movie, the simple fact is that it's real.
So with the West all wrapped up, Indiana and Chicago still had to fight it out in the East. Indiana's Reggie Miller got the Pacers back into the series with some Game 3 heroics. With Mike and the Bulls up 2-1, Jordan was ready for a fight in Game 4 on Monday. And MJ had the jump shots working in the second quarter for Chicago.
Michael starting to heat up after a slow start.
The Bulls led by 6 at the half as Mike kept burning the nets. In the second half, MJ was even more of a headache.
Michael is open. Good start to the third quarter for Chicago.
Jordan kept the pressure on as Chicago built an 8-point lead. But it was the Pacers bench that pulled Indy out of a pinch.
Pacers looking to make a move. Best pulls up and hits. McKee for the lead. Indiana by 1.
Tony Kukoc gave the Bulls the lead back, but it was short-lived because Travis Best hit a three-pointer to give Indiana a 91-89 lead.
Michael for Kukoc. It's Chicago in front again. Jordan against McKee. 4 seconds on the shot clock. It'll be Michael. And it'll be Chicago by 3.
Indiana season riding this last 40 seconds.
Travis Best's daring drive pulled Indy to within 1 point. He could cut the tension with a knife as Ron Harper and Reggie Miller got into a friendly chat. But it was Scottie Pippen who felt the pressure. He missed a pair of free throws, and that gave Indiana one last chance to try and win the game. Could it be Miller time?
McKee gets it into Miller for the win. 4/10 of a second. Yeah, you can dance, Reggie. One of the greatest clutch playoff performers of his generation has apparently done it again.
But the best clutch shooter of all time still had a shot at the win.
Kukoc to Michael at the buzzer. It spins out. It spins out.
The Pacers take Game 4 to even the series. Hey, nice one, Reggie.
Reggie Miller, Indiana Pacers. The Don, Mega, the bomb. From out of nowhere, 25, maybe 30 feet, no warning. A bomb is about to be dropped.
I take full responsibility for that.
Eyes bulged with fatal anticipation. Listen, can you hear it? That's the sound of a bomb traveling through space. Contact is just seconds away. Countdown. 3, 2, 1.
That was a 30-foot shot. Oh, man.
Open your eyes. What you see before you is Reggie Miller, number 31, the Don Mega.
Pacers beat the Suns in Phoenix on a marvelous shot by Reggie Miller.
He has the coldest, cruelest game in the NBA. He'll take hearts out of any team.
My main objective is to get into the playoffs and win some games.
Reggie builds these bombs so you can hate him. He simply wants you to understand that when it comes to basketball, he has the most dangerous game in the NBA. So beware the bomb. Pay attention to the ingredients. 1 cup of concentration, 1 cup of rhythm, 1 cup of confidence. Years of practice makes a true bomb master. So bow down to the best. Hold your breath. Reggie Miller's game is about to explode.
Here's Reggie. Here's the turnaround. Here's the shot. Good!
The playoffs were the time when big players came up with big plays. So let me get you started with some serious dunkage.
Devon! It's a 3-on-1 with only Best back. And Pippen slams it in his face.
Ride 'em, Cowboy! Kobe Bryant! What a play! Kid on a 3-on-3 to the trailing McDice.
Let me show you a block and a bunch of clutch shots.
Take it out of here. Shaq's 5th block. Shot clock. Payton with a deep 3. Gary Payton clutch.
And here comes Van Exel. Winding down. Can he hit it at the buzzer? Oh, what a shot!
4 seconds to get off a shot. They do beat the horn, and it's banked home. Normally, when a Jordan does something like that in the playoffs, his first name isn't Reggie.
No imitations here. The real Jordan is so sweet. And what about the original Reggie?
3 seconds to shoot. It's Reggie. And it's Indiana by 8.
I guess the playoffs are the time when teams really pull together.
Back in the summer of '76, those mighty Boston Celtics were at it again, but this time they had to face the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals. Boston was supposed to be in the finals. Phoenix, they were a complete surprise.
Nobody blinked when the Celtics blanked the Suns on the famous Boston parquet floor to pocket the first 2 wins. The Suns were holding on by the seat of their pants, make that Boston's pants. But a few eyebrows were raised when the Suns, now back in Phoenix, took the next 2 to tie the series.
So it was back to Boston Garden for the famous 5th game.
The Celtics came out strong in the first half, coasting to a 16-point halftime lead.
Sobers gives it up on the turnover. Silas has got you-know-who, Hondo.
But then Suns guard Paul Westphal exploded. With under 4 minutes to go, he scored 9 of Phoenix's last 11 points to force overtime.
What a sequence by Paul Westphal.
In the first period of overtime, the 2 teams went back and forth, exchanging blows. But no knockout punches were delivered. It was still tied.
In the second period of overtime, the crazy meter went out of control as the Celtics hit a shot, then the Suns matched it. With the clock winding down, the Celtics' John Havlicek hit a jumper to give Boston the win.
Hondo off the glass. He's got to win it.
The fans rushed the court, celebrating the victory.
Not so fast, folks. Check the clock.
When you watch it again, there was 1 second left in the game. Man, look at the ref. He was all over it. When the Celtic fans heard the game was not over, they went nuts.
Referee Richie Powers was assaulted by a fan.
Even the cops had to get involved. After a 10-minute delay, the court was cleared, and the Suns had 1 second to stop the party from starting all over again.
Garherd turnaround shot in the air. It's good. It's tied again. I don't believe it.
Forget crazy. This was insane. Triple overtime.
If you're looking for the Late Late Show, hold on, folks. Nelson, using the glass, puts Boston up by 2.
Phoenix finally ran out of energy, and the Celtics held on. Boston never looked back, winning Game 6 and grabbing their 13th title.
Hey, look at the fans here in the Boston Garden.
I heard the summer of '76 in the UK was a scorcher, but it couldn't have touched the heat given off by this series.
With the series tied at 2, Michael Jordan was up for Game 5 on Wednesday. He was smelling blood and attacked like a shark.
Miller is on Michael, who backs him down and hits off the glass. Michael into the lane. Michael wants a 3. Michael has a 3.
The Pacers were the complete opposite. They kept shooting, and the ball kept missing.
McKee from Smits, short. Jackson trying to end the Chicago run, but can't. To Smits for the jumper. Somebody got a piece of it. You make the list of the things that can go wrong. Just about all of them have happened for Indiana. Antonio Davis. Indiana has now missed 14 consecutive shots. Jackson to the trailer. Miller blocked away by Longley. The Pacers have now gone more than the equivalent of a full quarter without a field goal.
In the first half, MJ and Pippen outscored the entire Pacers team.
Sweet as you please. 5 on the 24. McKee's shot blocked by Longley. Into the hands of Pippen. Here they come. They are running the Pacers out of the building.
The Bulls were leading by 25 points at halftime. In the third quarter, it didn't get any better for the Pacers. Chicago just kept running like a bunch of bulls.
Mullen trying to foul. Harper shoves it back in his face. Here's a 3-on-1 break. Too close to the
23 in white. MJ is in the house.
What are you talking about? He owns the house.
And he was owning the Pacers from the outside. Jordan was scoring on any defender Indiana threw at him.
Chicago by 30.
The game was pretty much over, but Jordan wasn't done yet.
Here is Michael. Throwing one up on the run, and it's another thing of beauty. 35,000 career points, 29 of them tonight.
Tough night for the Pacers. They fall flat on their faces and trail the Bulls 3-2.
Welcome to another edition of Soup, brought to you from Gorman's in downtown Chicago. And while the city's royalty, Mike and the Bulls, prepare for yet another assault on the NBA championship, spare a thought, will you, for those players who have taken the early bath this season. I think in particular of New Jersey Nets' Jason Williams, a man so devastated by his team's first-round exit to Chicago, he's taken to singing the blues.
Cassell lead feed. Jason Williams walks the rim.
I'm in the blues. You know, Ray Charles. Then, I bought you a brand new Ford. You said, I want a Cadillac. I bought you a $10 dinner. You said, thanks for the snack. Then, I let you live in my penthouse. You said it was just a shack. I gave you 7 children, and now you want to give them back. See, that's blues.
Meanwhile, in LA, Lakers fans were far from blue as they prepare for Game 3 against the Jazz. Mind you, by the end of Game 4, it was wave goodbye as their team got swept by Utah. But that's not going to stop their star player Shaquille O'Neal from keeping busy. Fresh from failing his audition in the title role of this summer's big blockbuster Godzilla, the Man of Steel has found plenty of other things to keep himself occupied.
During the season, I really don't do much. I try to focus on basketball season. All the other stuff I do is very peripheral. When I have a chance to do them, I do it. For me, doing the album is only half the work, because the only thing I have to do is, write the lyrics and arrange the song, and I can do that when I'm on the road, when I'm in the hotel, just chilling. And I just try to get the greatest, producers in the world, the Eric Sermons, the RZAs. It's always, collaboration.
Anything else? What else should we look out for the Shaq Empire? What's coming through after the season?
Well, I got Peter Guns coming out.
Yeah.
He just had a
fine record with Lord Tarek,
Yeah, with Lord Tariq, Deja Vu. Still got my clothesline going on, so I'm just trying to be the best entrepreneur that I can be.
So Shaq's got his rap and Jason's got his blues to keep him occupied. But for this season's rookies, this is their first ever NBA summer break. So what are they going to do with themselves? LA Clipper Maurice Taylor, for example, has found himself another calling in the world of photography, and in particular, photographing his fellow Clipper teammates.
Now I have a lot of time on my hands after the season's over, so I need something to do.
While San Antonio's Tim Duncan will be cashing in on his newfound celebrity status with a few choice commercials.
The red-hot rookie. There can be only one.
one. He must be fast, smooth, controlled, and red.
Red. It's the only one that's red.
And elsewhere in the NBA, well, Mitch Richmond and Chris Webber are probably spending the summer flat hunting because they've traded places. Richmond has gone to Washington and Webber to Sacramento. Meanwhile, George Karl is probably looking for a job because, as you can see here in the paper, he has been sacked as the coach of the Seattle Supersonics. Perhaps there's something in the Sips VAT section for him here.
Indiana was concerned after they got beat to a pulp in Game 5. In Game 6 on Friday, the Bulls were looking to put an end to the series. In the first quarter, the Pacers got an unexpected lift from their bruising forward.
Dale Davis muscles it home for his second hoop.
Indiana was looking at a lead, but it was trimmed when Michael Jordan went on a run.
Here goes Jordan. Paul founds him. Michael hits it anyway and will get the free throw. Jordan hits a three. Michael tongue-wagging into the lane. Hits the jumper.
Mark Jackson was giving the Pacers plenty of action from the three-point line.
So it's Jackson for three. Jackson. 3 of 4 on threes in this first half.
Super sub Jalen Rose extended the Pacers' lead in the first half. They were glad to have him back.
Here's Rose driving. Pull-up jumper. Jalen Rose came to play after being forced out of Game 5 with the suspension.
Indiana built their lead up to 10, but Scottie Pippen trimmed it to 3 at halftime. In the third quarter, Chicago went on a bullish run to take the lead. And when the Pacers looked to their star Reggie Miller to score, all they saw was the back of Chicago's jerseys. The Bulls ran the other way and got on a roll.
Longley driving to the hoop.
Indiana was down by 5 points when they did their best to make a comeback.
Best gets into the lane. Nifty pass to Dale Davis.
You gotta be kidding me. How did Travis Best make that pass to Dale Davis? Hey, my man can shoot just as well.
Now it's Best. Stutter step to the hoop. Indiana has the lead.
But the Pacers didn't have the lead for long. The Bulls went ahead in the fourth quarter.
Followed by Rodman just as it came off the rim.
Then the lethal combo took over for the Pacers.
And Smith finds the bottom of the hoop.
Indiana had the lead, and they were looking for more.
Pops the jumper and hits it again. Here is Best with Michael all over him. Jordan almost stole it. Rose came up with it and found Smith.
Now it was MJ's turn to give Chicago the lead again.
These are the moments Jordan lives for. Into the lane, turnaround fadeaway. That's why he lives for them.
With the score tied at 87, Travis Best plunged a knife into Chicago's heart. And when Michael Jordan tried to drive to the basket to tie the game, he tripped, and that evened the series at 3. The deciding Game 7 will be played on Michael's home court on Sunday, and only time will tell who gets to advance.
From 6:30 in Chicago is do or die. You know, somebody's going to be happy, somebody's going to be sad.
So Chicago and Indiana will do battle in a do-or-die Game 7. The winner will get to play the Western Conference champions, the Utah Jazz, in the NBA Finals that start on Wednesday.
Last week, we gave you a final chance to win a trip to see all your NBA heroes at the 1999 All-Star Game in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. What's more, as a weekly winner, you'll acquire this full-on ball and board rig. While 3 runners-up prizes include a full-on set of NBA battle gear, a Sony PlayStation with NBA Live 98, or a lovely bunch of NBA videos. We asked you what number does Michael Jordan wear, and the answer was number 23. Congratulations to our winners and runners-up. And we'll be announcing the winner of that trip to next year's All-Star Game in Philadelphia in the last 24/7 of the series. So that's it for today's programme. Raw does not return next Saturday because we bring you those NBA Finals live here on Channel 4. The 24/7 will return in the more than capable hands of Dave Lewis and Scoop Jackson, who will keep you up to speed with Finals fever. And I will see you on Wednesday night for Game 1 of those NBA Finals. See you then.
Michael. The double team comes. And his shot goes in and out, but he was fouled. Narrowly missing a possible three-point play. That's 5 on Jalen Rose.
Now you watch Jalen Rose right here, picks up the ball and throws the bullet right to Rick Smith down underneath. Now Rick Smith takes his time, reposts, sets up, turns around for the J. When you have a smaller defender guarding you, take your time and let it clear out.
Jordan's 32nd point ties the game at 86.
Luke Longley now back into the game, so Phil Jackson has his best defensive team on the floor. He'll have Longley against Smith. He'll have Rodman on Antonio Davis. Michael Jordan will try to pressure Best and keep them out of their offensive sets.
And Longley is also an offensive option for the Bulls because Smith has 5 fouls. Chicago by 1. And a whistle, an illegal defense against Chicago. That means a free throw here because they had one called earlier. And look at Phil Jackson's reaction.
And Doug Smith must be smarter right here. Recognize the fact that Longley has come back into the game, so you can't fight him down there. You can't muscle him. Take him out, use your speed, use your quickness to go around him.
And Travis Best has got to be very careful not to dribble against this clock too much.
Michael Jordan, one of the great defensive players in the league. All over Best. 10 seconds to shoot. Best takes it right into Longley. There's contact but no whistle. And Rodman called a timeout, I believe, as he grabbed the loose ball.
With Dennis Rodman claiming that vital rebound, Chicago will have the ball. The game is tied with just over a minute remaining.
Can Indiana defend this play? Michael Jordan without fouling.
Michael misses it. Loose ball. Out of bounds to Indiana. Now let's see what Travis Best does with it. Jim Gray tells us that during the timeout, Larry Bird echoed your sentiments, Doug Collins, when he said, look, Travis, don't take it into the lane. Don't dribble the ball too much. Direct traffic out there.
Well, Michael Jordan now is on Reggie Miller. Best on Kerr. He can beat him off the dribble.
So that changes things.
He's dribbling it too much.
He goes to the basket. And he's on the run. He's got his own ideas. And sometimes, I guess they're the right ideas.
That Travis Best basket put the pressure back on Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls.
Into Longley it goes. Michael on the move, looks to tie, but can't. Longley grabs it, gets it back to MJ. Into the lane. And it won't drop, but Jordan will come to the line for 2 free throws that could tie it.
But watch Antonio Davis reaches in, but Jordan still has the strength to power through the move.
Michael needs them both to tie. Halfway there into the teeth of a hostile crowd.
I don't think the Pacers are going to take a timeout here. I don't think they want Chicago to be able to regroup their defense. Look for them to run a little play here. Right out of this, get the last shot. Travis Best has to watch the double team.
Tie game, 35 for Jordan. No timeout, as you predicted. Best to the basket, collides with Rodman. Ball comes loose. A whistle for a foul, and let's see who it's on.
I think they gave it to Jordan reaching in. See, Jordan gambled, and Best rolled off of him, used his elbow, and Jordan reached in.
8.5 seconds. Got it.
You want to keep it off that odd number. This is huge to keep it to a 2-point lead.
That was nothing but net.
A 90% guy in the postseason. Hits them both. Chicago uses its last full timeout. The game's greatest player hit 2 to tie it. A third-year man out of Georgia Tech walked to the line at the other end of the floor and hit 2 to give his team the lead.
Now, Ron Harper is in the game. So they've gone to a small lineup. He has Dale Davis on him. So Dale Davis has got to be very careful here.
Watch Kukoc on the penetration.
It's Michael. That's the guy to watch. He stumbles and loses it. McKee has it. The Pacers and the Bulls will take it to the limit. Now, wait a second. The officials are saying that there may have been a foul with a second or maybe tenths of a second on the clock.
Make the first one and miss the second one, so they can't throw a long pass. If he misses the first one, you've got to make sure that you get that three-point lead. I think you're going to see him here try to miss this shot.
I would put the points on the board right now. I would not miss. Put the points on the board and end the game.
He misses it on purpose. Pippen grabs it, and that will do it.
After Game 5 in Chicago, we had a major letdown, and I felt that the guys just really quit on me. And that's one thing we've been stressing in the last couple of days is we want intensity, we want guys to play harder, we want to give it all we got. And if Chicago beats us, I can live with that. And tonight they played as hard as they possibly could out there, and I want the same thing Sunday.
Well, you got Game 7, so you have to start focusing on it and try to let this just slide off your back. It's tough, but yeah, just got in situations where you really are frustrated and you're angered, but just got to laugh and let it go.
You know, both teams have really, you know, fought hard the last 2 weeks, and it comes down to one game. This is fantastic. I think this is, you know, something you play for all year, a chance to move on to the finals, you know, against the best team. This is great.
So my feeling is, you know, come 6:30 in Chicago, is do or die. You know, somebody's going to be happy, somebody's going to be sad.
So a three-point win for the Pacers and scoop another thriller in the Market Square Arena.
Man, every game they've had here in Indiana, man, in this series has been classic. Down just great basketball, down to the wire. This is what it's all about, man. You got to love it. Great basketball.
And when it got to that nitty-gritty, there he was. Mike comes into the game. But what happens?
Yeah, you know, it's money time. That's what he gets paid for, come and do his thing in the fourth quarter. But we saw the game, man. Mike was kind of frustrated, sometimes as his teammate, sometimes at the floor of the game. He just couldn't get in it. And Jalen Rose, we said it at the beginning, great defensive job, you know, made Mike, you know, struggle during the fourth quarter from the beginning to the end.
So how about those Pacers? They surprise you?
Yeah, I got to say I'm a little surprised, man. You know, they took a good shot from the Bulls. They showed and proved they can win here. Now they got to do this thing in Chicago. They got to prove they can win a game in Chicago. The Bulls are not used, you know, to facing elimination. So the pressure's all on the Bulls. It's all on them. The Pacers, they can freestyle and do their thing and play good basketball.
In the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz ran out to a 3-0 lead over the LA Lakers. Shaq and the Lakers desperately needed a win to stave off elimination in Game 4. Things got a little testy, but Shaq and the gang just wouldn't back down. They kept huffing and puffing to try and blow the doors down in the first quarter. But all they came up with was a whole lot of air. The Lakers were looking at an uphill battle.
Kobe Bryant continues to struggle.
Utah's bench came up big in the second quarter. Point guard Howard Eisley fueled a 14-0 run.
5 on the shot clock. Eisley again.
For three. Howard Eisley, back-to-back three-pointers. Eisley is 3 for 3 behind the arc. Why even bring the starters back?
In the third quarter, the Jazz kept up the pressure.
And they turn it over once again, the Lakers. Van Exel lost it and stands under the basket. Doesn't even get back on defense as Malone puts it through.
Down by 10 at the start of the fourth quarter, the Lakers were getting nervous.
Chris Morris for 3. The Jazz are trying to put the knockout punch on the Lakers.
The Lakers had to make one more push to save their season.
Eddie Jones to the rim for the Jazz. Do the Lakers have one final push?
The answer is they did. The Lakers pulled to within 7 points. Karl Malone scored 32 points on the night, and the Jazz wanted to put L.A. away for good.
Hornacek. That's too easy. Hornacek. 7 on the shot clock. Malone. Key bucket. Karl Malone, a tough baseline jump shot.
Shaquille O'Neal wasn't ready to let the Lakers ship sink. He pulled his team to within 3 points. John Stockton gave the Jazz a cushion as Utah took advantage of Shaq's free throw troubles down the stretch. Malone and the Jazz were feeling good about their chances to advance to the NBA Finals.
Foster with a jam and one, and that'll do it. And the sweep is complete.
The Jazz take the series 4-0 and book a return trip to the NBA Finals.
Well, we're not done. You can talk to Michael. I don't care what Michael tell you guys, but Michael's not done. And Karl Malone's not done. And, it don't matter. For 5 or 6 years, it's been out with the old in with the new. And we're still here. And that's just basically it. And you go out and you play every game, and you see what happens.
Last week, we gave you a final chance to win a trip to see all your NBA heroes at the 1999 All-Star Game in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. What's more, as a weekly winner, you'll acquire this full-on ball and board rig. While 3 runners-up prizes include a full-on set of NBA battle gear, a Sony PlayStation with NBA Live 98, or a lovely bunch of NBA videos. We asked you what number does Michael Jordan wear, and the answer was number 23. Congratulations to our winners and runners-up. So that's it for Raw this season, and you'll be able to find out which of these 2 teams will be facing the Utah Jazz in the NBA Finals when we bring you Game 1 live on Wednesday night on Channel 4. And don't forget, 24/7 continues from tomorrow and goes all the way through to the end of the finals, when we'll also announce the competition winner. So I'll see you tomorrow for 24/7, and there we are, Wednesday night, Game 1 on Channel 4.
$78, $79, $80, 10 more.
On Planet Football this week, the country that gave the world Hagi and Petrescu, England's World Cup first-round opponents, Romania. Join Steve Cram and the team on Tuesday night, 11:05 on 4. Hello, good morning and welcome. Today's top cartoons kick off in just a moment with the one and only Pink Panther.
Alan Shearer's amazing new Volley Blaster. The Shearer Volley Blaster.
You'll soon pick it up.
Nickelodeon's Rugrats are back.
Are we gonna have fun?
In their brand new video.
Yeah.
Mommy Mania is yours to own now.
New Honey Nut Shredded Wheat. Golden honey and toasted nuts on light, crunchy little shredded wheat bites. The combination is more than delicious. They're Moorish. In fact, they're so Moorish that once you open a box, you'll soon find an open box is an empty box. With new Honey Nut Shredded Wheat.
I can't stomach a trip to France for the World Cup. So there's loads of widescreen TVs you can win to watch the action on. And a big juicy meat pie to eat while you do.
Mm.